viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sure you subscribe right now. If you get to subscribe, I just coming across this YouTube channel. I advise you to subscribe and turn on the notification so that anytime we're back, you'll be the first to know. Don't forget, this is Revive, and we're here. My name is Oluwafumlola Oshokoy, but I love to be called.
You're very rude.
Say it again.
You saw me in a new fashion, in a new way. You don't even feel commend me.
I
like your glasses.
You're Russian.
Okay.
Russian.
My name is Ola Oluwafumi. Baba, you know how it is, the Kingmaker shit. And yes, we are here again. The Revive podcast. You know how it is now. We know the
slack.
We know the slack. When we come through.
Don't lose guard. Don't sleep on the bicycle.
Let's swear down. I feel like we need to use that as the slogan, like the Revive podcast.
The Revive podcast.
Don't sleep on the bicycle.
Don't sleep on the bicycle.
Yes.
All right, now, so we're going to talk about something very, very important. I'm serious right now.
And I feel like we're going to touch a lot of people's. I don't want to.
I'll just use some kind of serious to just try to describe them.
Okay, then we go talk as it comes. I feel like the energy is.
Police, I don't give you mine, Abby.
My producer will say I go see hold in there.
All right, let's see how the show unfolds. Now, do drugs and creativity go together? That's a very big question. And
am I supposed to answer that?
And I see a lot of people these days. A lot of our celebrities are faves, always holding kush, taking pictures, doing swag. Yo, a mini XYZ. Show money. Only me to Jadeo. Song is out. This is out. That is out. But I wonder, are you trying to make the newbies or the new generation feel that music should be everything that has to do with drugs, that has to do with you doing shakara, you being on top of the world?
Let's call it the way it is.
Okay.
Do you want us to show that? Do you want people to perceive that music and Igbo is the same? It's not the same. Okay, and this is what happens all the time. So I will call myself out first. I'll use myself as an example. My mom is watching this podcast. She will be very shocked because she never heard this thing from my mouth before. I used to smoke. I used to smoke. I hope she didn't get that.
I used to smoke.
No, but chill. It was something I did in like a month. So I was at that space when I had issues with my label. It wasn't like I had issues with it. My contract was about to expire. It was seeming like they were not going to re-sign me. So I needed something to pop. I needed a song ASAP. I needed something to pop before I then leave. So I felt if I do a song that is good enough, they would, be energized. So I thought, okay, so what can I do? Now, this is me. I've been rolling with people who smoke from God knows when. I've never even smoked a cigarette before. But I felt, okay, if like all of these top people, if there is smoke, do you get me? So I felt, okay, and then it was then I had like the first experience of what smoke does to people.
Did you cough?
About that. Like the mind was prepared. I not just get liver. I'm from a Christian home, but the mind was always there. Baba, the beard is not for nothing.
I'm sorry, you're just saying Baba. Did you cough?
No, that's
because I see it in movies when people say,
all those ones, they are the dummies. When you see something, you see 2 bags of rice, you want chop 10 derika at that moment, you go fuck up now.
Okay, you're doing slow and steady. Tell us give us details.
I did not cough.
You know what I'm saying?
You know why? Because I understand that when you're taking in here, when you're breathing air into your body, you can't over drag it.
Okay.
It will choke you. That's why people cough.
Jaja wins the race.
I told you I'm from So here's the thing. I thought, and this is one of the things we need to learn. It's sometimes they pressure you. So I've been around people who smoke.
Okay.
I don't even smoke cigarettes. But in that time, the prayer was on me to look for a hit song. And then so I thought, okay, maybe this would help me, And it was then I had like a first experience. So here's what smoke does to me, and I'm being real with you now. Whatever person you have on your inside that is most dominant as your person is what comes out. So if what you pay attention to the most or who you have the most is like a singer inside of you, that is what will come out. But this is my story. From when I was young till when I started music with my label, I never thought about music as the thing. I used to be the guy who don't like stress. So around the time when I started to smoke, I realized I sleep more often. So when you tell me, normally the kind of person I am, when you tell me let's go to the club, after like 10 minutes in the club, I'm like, let's go home. Now, when I start to smoke, when you tell me let's go to the club, I would not even leave my house. Like, they want me, I know they come my house. At the end of it, I realized I was beginning to slow down. The things that normally I'd be very proactive about, I was losing the vibe. Now, one thing happened. So within that period, I thought in my mind that one of the things I had to do is look good, look muscular and all that. So when I wake up in the morning, Timati Shagbo me. I wake up in the morning, I will go to the gym. It was not even
cigar, it was Shagbo.
Cigar, let's see, one inspiration. So here's the thing. Early in the morning when I smoke, I'm motivated to go to the gym. But after that day when I don't exercise and then I'm stressed, I go back home. I'm done for the day. Like I don't have the strength to do it. So
you just shut down?
Yeah, it's not like I shut down, but I just you lay on the bed, you sleep till maybe 12, 1, and afterwards you're looking for what to eat. You eat, and then the body gets back to that state that you want to sleep. I'm not motivated. So I now realize a lot of people who then smoke, it wasn't like it was the smoke that was the first thing. They've actually accumulated a lot of creative knowledge over the point, but then they had this stuff, stage fright. They are not maybe confident to face the crowd, and then they smoke, and then it brings out that person because that was who they were. But for me, I was learning my way into music. So they me not wanting to be stressed overrides me wanting to be an artist. Do you get me? Which is why when we go to the club, I'm there to promote a song, but we get there 10 minutes in, I'm telling you, this place is too noisy, let's go home. And I'm getting back home, I'm not doing anything. I just want to just be in that space where I'm just not stopped.
So in a nutshell, smoking...
Igbo can help with creativity. That's what I'm telling you. Smoke.
Okay, some people have this notion about it, saying that when you smoke, you get so high, then be delivery.
So this... Thank God.
You know, I'm asking you because at some point you are an artist. So people around you then, people that worked with you then, when they smoke, because I'm sure you've been to studios where you see producers smoking and artists like you smoking, when they smoke, right? Is it that when they smoke out or smoke inside and come outside, they turn off the mic and they just start blasting?
That's what I'm telling you. So a lot of people who has learned these things before they start smoking, they've had like accumulated knowledge in their subconscious mind. But because they've probably not done this, they've not been exposed to maybe rehearsing in front of a lot of people, now they could not do it consciously. So some of the time they need to kill their conscious mind to be able to allow their subconscious mind to flow. But if you don't have the knowledge, like if it's not your thing that you've been doing over time, if you smoke, you know what I say, no go flow. Plus, even a lot of them who do these things, that's why you realize that they do it and then they're lazy.
Some of those artists, when they smoke,
I know somebody. Now, I don't want to call him now because Miss.
Okay, not ready to call names now.
No, at this point in time,
this conversation.
NDLA if they hear me say, but if he say they invite me tomorrow.
I just say you don't shagbo.
You go contest me now. I'm talking about like 7-8 years ago there, it was like a month thing. Because what I noticed also was it was making me lose respect for people. So I used to be the kind of person who I'm not confrontational. I can't look in the face and tell you exactly how I feel. Not because of what you would do, but because if you feel bad for the next 2-3 hours, 2 days, sometimes a week, if I still sense that you're feeling bad, I would not be myself. So I'm not confrontational, but I noticed around that time, you put fire on your head.
That time when you smoke, there was just like as the hot.
Sometimes I'm even reacting before I'm even coming to myself. Why did I do that? I remember saying some things to somebody sometimes ago. It was one of the reasons why I stopped smoking. The words I said to that person, I know for a fact if it wasn't for God, that guy could have committed suicide. I knew the words I said.
I think the smoking thing triggers.
It triggers a lot of things.
It triggers a lot of things. It triggers you.
Why do you think somebody will be sane enough that people are coming to watch you perform? They paid on their feet, and you are cursing them, cursing their parents, cursing their father.
That's rude.
Exactly.
That's rude.
If you are in your senses, now, I don't want to call him, but I will give you address. You won't find me, come out. Let's. I'll give you an address. We go meet for Jota, roundabout. I go show you where we go meet. Man, me and you go face. They whine me.
Are you trying?
But for you, it's actually madness. When people are coming, they paid to come watch you. Most of them are even standing up.
But the thing about all of this is, some of these emerging artists, they feel that because people who are already out there do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, it's not about smoking alone. There are so many illicit drugs out there that people take. And we don't want to mention names. Let's not mention their names. But
are you talking about the name of the artist or the name of the drugs?
The drugs, you ain't doing it.
On le komi.
All of our everybody.
On le wine me.
But the thing about it is, a lot of people take weed for self-medication. You didn't see the angle coming.
Which angle? Smoke is for medication.
Some people, yes. I know a woman, right? Okay. She lives abroad. She cooks and she drinks the liquid that comes out of it.
That's not smoking. That's
I know. But some people, they cook with these things.
That's what. When you cook this, it doesn't give the same effect.
I don't get where I'm coming from. Some people, if you go to parties, somebody like me now, if I go to parties, house parties, I don't eat. And I don't drink. Only if I'm so close to the organizers. Like, I don't mean organizers, sister of the organizers. I'm talking about people who are the main organizers for this particular house party.
Yeah.
Most of the times I attend a lot of listening parties and food comes. Now, I love listening parties in restaurants and bars and also lounge, but I prefer those ones to house or an apartment listening party section, because I don't know what it is. If the restaurant, let's eat from the restaurant, because they're selling for us, they're selling for other customers, right? Yeah. So it's safe. But you see these celebrities, they feel like everybody should be on the same page with them.
Yeah. So sometimes you want to get to the last spot where you're seeing stars.
That doesn't work for me. If you want to smoke, if you want to drink, if you want to take hard drugs, that should be your own.
Yeah.
Because, and also, if you're doing it, please do it. Like I'll tell my friends, fund your enjoyment. If your enjoyment is smoking and you feel smoking is the best way for you to enjoy yourself, fund it and enjoy it alone. Because sometimes we don't want to see these things. And also, imagine artists trying to smoke to conquer stage frights. That is not the way to go about it. There are different ways to conquer stage frights. And I'm going to let you in on some of them.
It's even funny that a lot of artists now, they think. So, we spoke about, on this space, we spoke about, how people try to emulate all of these stuff. So, the fact that now on your IG, they see them smoking.
On their Instagram live.
They see them smoking. So, it became like a thing. So, all of these imaginary artists are doing that as a trend now.
Because, this is the person I like, this one I like, Nah, Portable I like, Nah, Small Doctor I like, Nah, Tutti on the beat I like, Nah, all these people.
All the bigger ones.
No, I'm coming. I don't want to call the bigger ones because they'll say, I want to. I don't think
but that's the thing.
Davido, Whiskey, Burna Boy, everybody.
Do you understand that now that it's become like a trend?
Is it not?
Okay, no.
The word trend is to come and go, but it's a normal thing now.
Now, people are gravitating towards drugs more than they are trying to put hard work into being creative and learning the process of recording a song. Take for instance, you once said that you're a theater art student.
Yes.
You don't like physics.
Yeah.
But it was part of what you had to do.
Yes, you had to do.
So, but it was doing that thing that you learned, the process of how you have to manage yourself on stage. Manage yourself on stage. Manage the way you engage the audience and all that. And then over time, you then killed the stage fright. Okay. It was a process. It was a process of learning. So at first, I feel you could goof the process. At first, the performance at first. But then over time, now you are a master of it.
Now the thing about me is, growing up, I've always wanted to be
So let me ask you, If you smoke Igbo that very day, do you think you'll be able to learn the process?
I don't fit safe. I don't die now.
That's
now.
So that's what we're saying.
Because for me, I always feel like this thing is something that I feel, even inhaling it, like being a third party smoker, it affects me already. So how can I even try?
And I'm even saying this is another thing that people don't understand. So let me give you another instance. So when I was in SNZ1, there was this crew, our crew. They're not my crew, they're like my classmates, they're my mates then. And then so they have this habit of they will go out and then they will smoke. Now, so I experienced this one time. Yeah.
They go out smoke in school?
Outside of the school gate. There's a village very close to our school. So they go through that village and then go on the road, smoke. So when they stop smoking, then when they are done smoking, then they turn. So I experienced it one time, not like I saw them turn and then it became a thing. So I was thinking in my mind that I want to start smoking cigarette because it was cigarette that was smoking. And I remember that the very day that I said I was going to start smoking, then we studied and then our chemistry teacher taught us carbon and its compound, and he spoke about the carbon.
How do you feel?
Carbon monoxide, and then she broke it down to the point where the exhaust, the smoke that comes out of smoke, is the same thing that comes out of the exhaust of cars or generators and all that. And how that stuff is mixed with your hemoglobin and then forms carboxyhemoglobin. Now, I'm telling you that. I swear down. The question came in the exam. I swear down. I didn't have to read for it.
But you already...
I could explain how everything works. How it replaces oxygen and then forms carboxyl. And then how it becomes a black blood. Do you realize that just that lecture was enough to make me not smoke cigarettes till very day, till today? So when you understand the damage you're doing to your liver, there's what they call cells of the liver. There's what they call, what you're doing to your liver, the damage you're doing to your liver just by smoking these things. Then maybe you would.
Have you seen the pack of a cigarette lately?
The annoying part is, how do these people put these pictures on these packs and people still buy them in packs?
And not even...
You saw what I did there?
Okay.
Rappers, you guys need to follow up. You need to follow through. Because we are dropping numbers everywhere.
But the thing about this thing is, a lot of people see bad things and they just adjust to it. They feel like, give me not say.
Yeah,
that's the keep cash on.
And then I'll look back on the carry something like
what if it's not good? What if it's so bad for your immune system? Yeah. Nowadays, your friend has got an amazing heart, liver, lungs, everything. And when he or she gets home, he might even get a part that he would go and take detoxifying tea, detoxifying something, or even in their house, every morning, they have something that they take. And when they take it, it detoxifies the system. But for you,
Mr.
Follow-come. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣàlàngà ló máa kú sí. It gets to that point I be like aláìní ọ̀rẹ́ mi dẹ̀dọ̀ fún mi sí o so ẹ sí o ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn tó sọ yẹn by the time they check he or she system it's fine and you don't have money like some people say that ọmọ tí ò ní ràn kò kí.
ọmọ tí ò ní òbí kò kí dá.
I don't know. So, but in Nigeria, I advise artists to take it easy with what they do. And I was telling somebody sometime last year that the things that I actually did that made him go to prison, I think it was drugs. He had some kind of drug.
So it's more like that would trigger stuff
like that. Because you cannot be living like that for decades. You cannot have so much offense like that. You can't be doing a lot of crazy things over time.
Like the wife said something. The wife said it must have been like something that is organized. Because number one, he can read and write.
Okay.
Like the wife said he can write. Like so, for him to be planning these things, like he's not learned. He's not. Maybe the wife was just mocking him.
Or she was just mocking him. Probably met him when he was younger.
I saw an interview when she was saying that
at least he was able to sign contract deals.
Like for him to be planning stuff like this, he had to take. I mean, the lawyer was in, a couple of other people were in.
For me, when it comes to people like that, I feel they have always had a lot a lot of drugs in their system. Because when you take drugs, it takes you to another realm, like they say. It takes you to cloud nine. Like that is what they say.
Who numbered this shit? Like who numbered cloud 1, cloud 2, cloud 3?
I don't know. I don't know, but when they say you take this thing and it takes you to travailler. That's what I'm trying to get. What you move and travailler. And when you travailler, you commit offense. And put your vertical.
Yeah, and that's another thing that is scary about drugs. So I spoke about how something kills people's conscious mind and then allows them just behave. So a lot of the time when these things happen, you do things that you forgot you did. I once realized, so there was one of the reasons why I stopped smoking was, so I had an experience where I was explaining myself to, I was telling them about something that happened to me sometimes ago, and then while I was doing that, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Like, my mind went blank. And from that, I was asking myself, if I was talking about something that happened to me, something that happened, it wasn't like a scenario, it wasn't like a situation, it was like a process, something that happened, and then I was trying to, and then my mind went blank. Like, are you telling me this is a good thing? It's not good. Because that means if I can forget something that happened to me, more like, imagine I said I slept with the woman. It was a process of, I brought the woman
to the house.
I pulled my clothes, she pulled her clothes, we had sex. And then next day I am seeing the woman, I'm saying, sorry, who are you? Is that not madness? It was one of the reasons why I stopped. Do you get me? So,
but for me, I always tell people, don't buy it more than you can chew.
I mean, yes, that's one advice also.
Don't buy it more than you can chew.
My babe go to you let die.
Don't go and stretch your hands to things I can't even get to.
Man, no one go to do you are saying it in English, I'm saying it in Yoruba.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Alright, so growing up, I've always wanted to be a broadcast journalist, and I'll tell you for a fact that my father had a radio, a small, is it Pac-Man radio or something? I think it was Walkman. Yes, a Walkman radio that he had created. But at some point, we had the old small radios that you can buy batteries, tiger or finger batteries, and put it. So when my father goes to work, he hides his battery for the bigger radio. So when he throws the battery that is bad away, what I do is I get a stone, I hit the battery and put it on the roof so that the sun can do what? Give the battery another power so that I can enjoy it when he usually hides his battery. So I listen to radio stations over time, and I got to understand this is how at every radio station we have something called radio style. So every radio station has their own style on how they do their broadcasting. Fast forward from there, growing up, I got my first phone was Motorola. It was a flip Motorola, I think one that had a record. So I went for training, free, I must say free, because I paid but it was free. I got to the training and I got something that has to do with you recording your voice and recording how you sound, trying to understand the texture of your voice and not sound like anybody. That's be yourself. Afterwards, I started recording. Then I buy newspapers or get my neighbor's newspaper because the man was working at NMP. So newspaper was something that you can always get in the house. So I read the newspaper. I listen to different radio stations and read the newspaper. Fast forward to when I wanted to go to university. I wanted to go do English, but I got theater arts. Then already that fear of what's gonna be. So getting into theater arts, they break you. If you think you're timid, they'll break you. They'll make you understand that every part of the world is a stage. So wherever you find yourself, be the best version of yourself. So moving forward, I got an opportunity to audition at a radio. And getting to that video, the auditioning was to read the news. The only mistake I made was I did not rehearse before that time because I was expecting them to give me a program, entertainment program, gist or gossip, but it was the news. So it got to me like, I wanted to go for proper radio training, right, from the federal government, but I was there to complete the money. So being in university and also doing a sideline diploma was pretty expensive. And I would advise you, if you want to be a broadcast journalist, I would advise you to go to FRC, and that's Federal Radio Broadcast Corporation of Nigeria, somewhere in Kenya. Look out for it. So getting there, I was there. It was like hot seat. So I had like 7 people in front of me. So they're like, you're going to read the news at 2. The audition started at 9, but they didn't have our time till like 11. So auditioning, and I came, all I did was I introduced myself. The only thing I did was I made sure I looked for the person whose face was so good, who was looking very elegant and with no stage frights, you know. Sometimes when you get into a gathering and you see a lot of people, all you have to do is look for the person who his or her energy matches with yours. Try to look into the person's eyes and just conquer that fear. Yeah. Look into the person's eyes and so I got an opportunity and I read the news. The only thing I did not do was I did not mention the frequency, which was one of the key factors. Now, when I say frequency, I mean if it's not 102.3, 95.1, that should, as an artist, it should be your name. Yeah. When you're on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Superstar Boy. Always mention your name. Because your name is your identity. That is why what I forgot to mention at that interview was the studio identity. That is who they are and who they stand for.
So at the end of the day, it wasn't about say you carry 2 loads of weed.
No.
It was about understanding what you need to do per time.
Absolutely.
Which is what we talk about with creatives. See, it is what you have to do. So what I've realized is this: a lot of the time, people have some level of confidence.
Yeah.
That confidence might not allow them follow due process, but they can get something done to a level that you have. You try. You get. So they wanted to get into that persona where they can use that energy.
Sure.
But the energy is only limited when people are not checking the process. Because what it does is you yourself will not even be able to monitor the process.
That's one thing about you. You need to build your mind. You need to get yourself prepared for whatever you want to do. If you want to be an actor, now being a public speaker entails a lot of things. You can be a voiceover coach. You can be a brand engineer like Ola. Yes. You can be okay, blah. You can be a journalist. You can be a producer. You can be anything you want to be. But first is
you have to prepare.
Do you even know who you are?
Let's not.
No.
You know why
I'll say that.
You know why I said let's not get it.
Why?
Because I feel like it's like a topic on its
own. It's a topic on its own, but as for a fact, you as a person, you need to know who you are. You need to know what you stand for first. Because if you are an actor or you're a music artist and you want to go for a show, what do you need to do? You can perform in small shows now. Small shows, let's go.
That's where you start from.
Yes, small shows, let's go.
Then you meet a lot of creatives.
No, leave show is too big. Show is too big. Birthday party. Your cousin's birthday party. And the DJ, just give the person your song. It might be a big party on the island where we have big event centers. Your friend's wedding. Small crowd. A crowd, we should be wedding among our crowd. The invite is for 500 guests. It's for 1,000 guests. You prepare your mind that I'm going to do this. I'm going to have 1,000 audience in front of me. How do I conquer that one first now? Conquer small guys before they go to the end.
There's this artist that I'm working. And then the first day that we started working, so he reached out. Oh, bro, I want to work with you. I said, no, well. And then he paid the fee that he's supposed to pay. And then we had a full conversation.
Okay.
Also
TV.
Even when he was trying to explain himself, he sounded like a child. Now, I understand that.
But he has good music.
Yes. But I understand that. I think, so when he gets into the studio, the voice comes alive after he's leaving the studio. He's not himself. So I asked him 2 questions. He said, do you smoke? He said, yes. So that's the problem. You know what? If he didn't smoke, and then he understands that, I don't like the way it sounds, he would have worked on it such that even in the studio or outside the studio, he would be able to speak out loud. But then now, he's smoking in the studio, but he can't smoke outside. So most times when he's having conversations with ordinary people or normal people, he's timid. He's not himself. He would not be able to, as I'm telling you, he can speak 12 sentences. And afterwards, you can only remember like 2 sentences because even when he's talking, he's not speaking out, he's not audible, it's like you are trying to hide behind your word.
I think that artist he has got 3, I won't say problems, situations that he needs to solve. First off is he needs an image consultant.
Boy is the image consultant.
Number 2, he needs a voice coach.
Papa is the voice coach.
Okay. And why you want to get all the jobs? Hey. Okay.
Do you know the work of a brand engineer? The brand engineer is so I might not be the one to be.
Do you know why I'm mentioning all of these things? I'm only mentioning it because if you get to see this YouTube video, you would know that
that's one of the things. So one of the things I try to do is because my job as a brand engineer is I'm in charge of almost everything you do. So, as a matter of fact, if you have a party, so more like I'm branding you as an artist, and then you have an O1 party, I'm supposed to be in charge of that party, so that it comes out as the image or represents the sort of image that we want you to know. So I'm more like involved in everything. You're shooting a video, I need to be with the director to know exactly like.
Hey,
so at the end of the day, I'm advising you, and I get this from artists all the time. I'm advising you, bro, do it this way. Like, bro, I don't want to do this way. This is the way it's done. Like, okay.
But for me.
And then you're doing it that way, and then next 2 years or next 6 months, you're coming back and saying, this is not as I told you that.
But let's just.
So I feel like.
But what advice do you?
This is what I tell you: do what works for you. I can't because you could tell me today now that Burna Boy, Davido, Whiskey, they're smoking, but then something is working for them. So do what works for you. I can tell you to your face that, bro, it's not the smoking that's making Whiskey sing. Whiskey has been singing from when he was small. Allegedly, Whiskey dropped an album when he was a child, like when he was still a teenager.
Amateur.
Do you get me? This was even before he dropped a gospel album. So he's been doing it before he even ever came across smoke. Burna Boy came from a family where they do music. Like music was the thing that they would do.
So in between till now, they still learn.
Do you get me? So this is somebody who had built a foundation, and then maybe you started singing when you were maybe like the first time you saw it was after you saw Whiskey, and then you wanted to be like Whiskey.
Okay. So the thing is, I would always tell people you cannot change the way an adult thinks. An adult, before he or she opens his or mouth, they already know what they want to do. So asking you for advice is just like, maybe they can just bend a little. And if they cannot bend, they move on with the plan. Yeah. It's just like sometimes when you want to do something, I say, I want to do something, or there's something I want to do, and you're not doing it. I'm not even going to be here and play pastor. Okay. And that's what I tell people all the time. I'm not going to be here and play pastor. And that's why I'm trying to advise everybody from my point of view. These are things that I've done before. Imagine parrot point. Like, what do you mean? What no do me? I don't smoke before, so I know how it feels and what it makes artists do. For me, I'll
tell you for a fact that if it works for you, all well and good.
For me,
I'm not going to be here and tell you there's one hellfire and God is going to castigate you and all that. But then, if you're asking for my advice, you're better off if you're able to learn the process, because now you are a master of the consciousness. So it's more like I could sit here now and for a fact I don't play any instrument. But when I hear a note, I will tell you, bro, that shit is not right.
But for me, when it comes to music, it's all about the ears. So I don't know about you. It's all about the ears.
So at the end of the day, do what works for you. But don't think it was the smoke
that helps
giving you the creativity. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it, but then that's not what empowers your creativity. If that's what empowers creativity, then everybody within the smoke is supposed to be creative.
Absolutely. And that's just what I always tell people. Smoking. For me, smoking is something that adults cannot be told what to do. So if you feel it works for you, or well and good. And like I always tell, when it comes to smoking and bad habits, choose what works for you. God bless that you.
God bless you.
All right, that's it. So before we go, we're gonna play the game. All right, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Wish me luck. Do you know? I don't try. I don't try. I said I don't try.
Let's see. Okay. Okay. So this is just 5 words.
Okay. Is did you?
So in Nigeria we have did I say 4 record labels? 4 major record labels.
Yeah.
You want to mention?
DMW, YBNL, Maven, Starboy.
YBNL, Maven,
Starboy.
Starboy. No, I said 5 now. Or even 6 6.
Starboy.
No, let me tell you. You mentioned DMW.
Yeah, YBNL.
YBNL. Maven.
Starboy. Which other?
Mona Boy now.
Yeah, Spaceship.
And what again? Chocolate City. Let me help you.
Yeah, Chocolate
City. So those are like the 6 record labels in Nigeria that have.
I just don't want to cause wahala. We talk say one of them is not a record label.
Which one is not a record label?
But then we're good.
Which one?
Yeah, go on. Don't worry.
Which one?
No, let's not
Scatter
cause
the
wahala.
chair. Which
Let's
one?
not.
Oh.
Go on.
Okay. Right here we have 5 words.
Okay.
We have mathematics.
You're always digging over for me. Which one is? How are we talking about record label? Now we're talking about mathematics.
It's just guess now. So we have somebody that likes to do. There's teaching, there's ease, and there's mathematics. Do you need a pen?
Wait, hold on. There's teaching.
There's mathematics. And there's ease on it. Teaching, mathematics, and ease. And this particular person likes to
Hey?
And the sound goes a long way. Like everybody in Nigeria just wants him to their song. And just this humming alone is very deep.
I know that's Don Jazzy.
And let's say TJC came to Nigeria with them years back. And
one light, this is the most confused. This is the most confused game ever in this life.
Let's not drag this. Should I help you? Let me be your helper.
Calm down.
Really? Okay, let's see how you do.
So there's Don Jazzy.
Okay.
There's teaching, right? There's is. So I only have 2 words to guess.
Okay.
Is there mathematics as a word there?
Yes, mathematics, yes.
I'm
sure it's just you're thinking of sound sort and a bit of blessed memory.
No. Don Jazzy is teaching clinical mathematics.
Take 5. It's plenty. Let me score you first.
But wait, I never
Let me score you first. Just give me the viral. Give me the pen. Let me just score you. Okay.
So, but wait, I never even complete them now.
I try. No. It's a test. So I'm just right. I want to score you first.
Don Jazzy is teaching. Who can Don Jazzy be teaching mathematics?
Let me help you now. Just give up now. Don't stress.
This shit is hard though. Don't do this at home. I'm advising everybody, don't do this. This can run somebody mental.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Don Jazzy is teaching mathematics.
You said it's 5 words. You're not the teacher. I swear down.
5 words now. Don Jazzy is teaching mathematics. 5 words.
I got it.
Now. You didn't get it. So I said, let me score you.
See, do this at home. Because, see, it's not for babies. You're able to get this. Like, nobody don't get that.
Collect again. That's too much.
Don Jazzy. But wait, hold on. Producer, how can Don Jazzy be teaching mathematics? Like, how now?
I just think it's trying to tell us that Don Jazzy teaches the rudiment of music.
I'll
be producer.
You're
like 1, 2, 3.
You're like somebody who is helping his camera.
But you really tried. When I said hums. When I say hum, and every artist wants him to hum on their song.
Because anybody, if you don't even if you did not even mention Navy, if you just say somebody that everybody wants him to be on their song, like don't just it's a hit. Sorry.
All right, so the ride is a hit, like Ola said, and we're here for you. We're super excited to know that you're there for us, and also for the fact that you subscribed and the notification is on. Emphasis on the notification because I want you to be the first person to always get.
So wait, hold on. So for those who have not subscribed, and then the notification is not on, what do you say to them? Because I think like you only address those who subscribed. And
if you don't do it, man, run it down. I'm gonna run you down. All right, so thank you so much. My name is Omidon.
My name is Olaoluwa.
Make sure you keep it with us on the next episode. Adios, be safe. Nigeria is the best land.
And also, my name is Olaoluwa. Please follow us on our social media, Revive_visuals, and then on YouTube, subscribe. And
on
then
Instagram, follow us.
You know what? I don't
Twitter,
like me people to tell
us.
me if I fuck up. Just tell me how you feel about this whole thing, what we can improve, what we can do better. Whatever the case, drop a comment.
We are open to learn.
Yeah.
On 100%.
Until the next time,
we love you. Shala. Bye.